So last session, you all went to a new village, dispatched by Lord Boniface. You were at Dunover when a crowd of maniacs burst out of the barn and chased you all out of the city, or village, not even city, a village. Uh, while fleeing with your honor and limbs intact, you made way out of the village, got far enough away, the maniacs stopped chasing you. Along the route, as nightfall became imminent and the snow became heavier, you found yourselves, luckily, near a small cabin where an old deaf woman met you and told you the tale of what had happened in Boniface, or in Dunover. You were on your way, however, to the next village you were asked to check in on, which was Beaton. It's another day's ride there from where you are, and or maybe not even, but the snow makes it that far. And you sleep at the lady's house. You gained a lot of insight about Cael Graybeard, what he was like back in the day, and the stories that he told. You then made your way the next day to Beaton, a seemingly normal village where the people are nice. The houses are small, but well occupied. There's not a lot of death and destruction everywhere. You met Lord Bannon, who is kind of the headman of the village. You talked to Bannon. He told you that he'd seen this strange man lurking around in the woods near the hunter's shack, but that no one had been to the village in days. You were the first travelers seen in quite some time. From there, he suggested a great feast. You all declined a great feast and said you would rather share that feast with the village. Going door to door, you fed the hungry villagers from the pots that were cooked for the meal. When you returned to the headman's house, he suggested that you all stay there as the weather was turning yet again, even heavier snow, and you all took him up on that. And this is where we kind of left off at the end of last session. So we shall begin here. After returning from feeding those less fortunate from the pots of the headman, you return to the large hall in Beaton. In this large, warm hall, much appreciation has taken place. Tables were set around a huge open fire in the center of the room in preparations for the feast. Now that won't be occurring, the tables are set for just you and I forgot his name already.
Lord Boniface, not Lord Boniface.
Bannon.
Headmaster.
Lord Bannon. The table is set just for you and Lord Bannon. From adjacent in the kitchen come the delicious smells of stews and roasting meat. 2 kegs are tapped as you enter, one of ale and another of mead. You are all shown to your places at the highest table, where loaves of fresh baked bread and bowls of salt, platters of cheese and nuts adorn the table. Normally, about 30 villagers would gather here to celebrate Yule. The headman of the village asks you all for a moment of silence. He holds up his mug and calls out, "A toast to Lord Boniface and his noble emissaries. I welcome you and wish you health." And the peasants give a hearty, friendly cheer and begin serving you food. You are seated beside the salt bowl. This is, as you would know, a position of high honor in a visiting food hall, mead hall, whatever you want to call this place. There's a lot of food set out, lots of stews. Every course includes meat, ox stew with vegetables, sausages with bread, and the last is a serving of roast pork. The ale and mead flow freely as much as you'd like. Towards the end of the meal, a few of the peasants pick up instruments and begin to play soft music to fill the silent air. With your bellies full and Bannon lounging back in his chair, the night comes to an end. The music draws silent as peasants begin to pick up the dishes and clean away the clutter. There are furnishings upstairs, Bannon says. We have set a room aside for you. It is prepared. It is warm. There are nice, comfortable beds for each of you there. I can have our folks here show you to your room if you're ready for bed.
I will heartily take him up on it. Yes, that'd be wonderful.
Very well. And they lead you upstairs to a room. There's one room with a large fire and 3 beds. You're all staying in the same room.
I'd be pretty insistent towards the group that we should all wear our earplugs in the night again.
Yep. Not gonna argue with that one. I mean, it's a noise, and we are alive because we didn't hear the shaking very much. So
I was just thinking, being just above the beer hall, it might get a little noisier later on. And personally, I need my beauty rest because, as you can see, it's been a long day.
Of course.
Indeed. All right. Cool. You all settle down to sleep. Restful, your earplugs in, nice and tight. Nobody whispering any secrets into your ears while you're asleep. Are you all sleeping the whole night? Setting up, just going to sleep away? No one's staying awake?
I mean, I don't think we'd have any reason to. We're in somebody else's house, and we presume that they have guards of some kind, right? Like, we don't have to watch ourselves.
I mean, you saw guards wandering around, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we'd have to have watches. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you all feel safe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not get too paranoid now, you know?
All right. You all are awakened at the splintering sound of wood as the door to your room flies open. In charges 2, 4, and then you can see more behind. These wild men just salivating, weapons of all different kinds, pitchforks, clubs, hammers, as they begin to charge towards you. They're drooling, salivating. They look quite hungry.
Is this a room with windows of some kind, or could you give us a little bit more layout info?
So there's a fire pit on one end of the room. The beds are boom, boom, boom against the wall. There are no windows and no other exits out of this room. That's basically just a room with beds and a fireplace.
Okay. Are we in initiative order?
Yeah, you can make an insight roll if you'd like. I'll just give you an insight.
Sure.
On this. Not that it's going to be a big surprise.
I know what's going on, but I'll take the roll.
I have a very bad idea. I have some food in my pocket from I took it off the sleigh yesterday, or when we were going to the old woman's house. Right?
I passed my insight.
Here's
anyone else?
I did.
Okay.
I don't know what my base insight is, so I'm not going to.
Okay. Conrad, you and Lady Charlotte feel as though you have been duped, tricked, set up, sabotaged, even. Looking around at your surroundings, you're kind of stuck. It looks like you're going to have to fight your way out of here. You don't know how many are in the hallway, but now that they're in the room, you can hear their gnashing and gnawing and slobbering sounds. So yeah, we'll be in initiative order. And I think I still have that. Or do I? Yeah, I think this is it. I made an initiative order tracker last session. I just need to remember who was what. I have all the numbers. Verdict is 60?
No, 55.
55. All right.
55 for me as well.
55 for you. That's what I thought. Lady Charlotte. And then Conrad is
which stat am I looking at?
Dex.
60.
Okay. Yep. I had you guys all stacked on top of each other right here. So fantastic. Cool. The first one through the door is it's going to be, let's see. Oh, that's not an actual D6. That's a D2. I need a D6. Okay. Verdict comes to you. Fight, dodge, or bail. Flee. That's the one. Bail.
Fail. You
Fight
know,
back, or you gonna
how many are in the room?
there's 2 fully in the room, 2 coming through the door, and you can hear or see more in the hallway outside.
Yeah, I'm making a run for it.
You're gonna try and run past them.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
All right. Well, if that's the case, he's gonna swing on you.
All right.
Where is my matching D10 of bloodiness? In my Richard Brooks woodworking dice tray. All right, roll your what is that? They're going to be a dex, a move.
I
Dex?
think it's move, but that wouldn't make sense.
Actually,
'cause-
roll your dodge. You've got to dodge past them to get through. We'll say.
All right. I got a 99.
A 99.
Keep happening to me.
I don't know. But as you go to get past them, the first one takes you out, knocks you down, gets you with a mallet, striking you in the back of the head, doing 3 damage.
I'll live.
The others stop for a moment and look quite happy. That was number 1. Number 2, okay, is does not go yet. So Conrad, it'll be you.
I'm going to try to do something fancy.
Okay.
I imagine I have some snacks still in my pocket.
I'm sure you always have snacks on you.
So I'm going to reach into my pocket and grab a handful of snacks and try to throw them outside the room in the hallway. And at the same time, I'm going to draw my sword and attack the one closest to me.
Okay, make me a luck roll first to see what you grab. I need to see what you grab out of your pocket for snacks.
Oh, okay. Luck. $53 and my luck is 51.
All right. Some breadcrumbs and a chunk of dried cheese is what you get out of your Yep.
Not the cheese.
cheese kind of dried out. You chunk it as you chunk it with your offhand, drawing your sword with your good hand. Yeah, you can go ahead and make an attack.
Okay. So, oh, okay, never mind. My attack is successful with my sword.
All right. Roll your damage. They don't seem too discouraged by the sight of a blade. They seem intent on something.
That's a 6.
6. All right. Number 2. Where are you? Hit points, number 2. Okay, cool. He is wounded, but still up. Next will be Verdict and Lady Charlotte. Kind of going together, or you can pick who goes first.
I'm considering something pretty drastic, so I would prefer the
Actually,
one.
Verdict, you kind of tried to dodge your way through, so
Oh, yeah.
attack. So you're down prone, and so Lady Charlotte,
I'm
it'll be on you.
gonna send you a PM. That's what I'm gonna do.
You go, okay. This is a drastic measure.
Yeah, well, it is pretty drastic. Hold on here, I gotta find your username. I have too many Discord tabs. Hang on.
Oh, you're doing it in Discord? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to do the whisper, and I don't want to like.
Oh, it's just a drop down in Zoom. So you go everyone and then just choose.
That's okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Gotcha. I don't know.
So just to confirm my understanding of the scene, Videric tried to run and didn't fail. Conrad like hurt one of them, but there's 4 in the room and like 2 in the other room, right?
There's 2 in the room, 2 coming in the room, and at least 1 or 2 more outside the room.
And there's no other escapes. All right. I'll see what you type back, but I'm
I don't know. That's kind of at some point. That's how I feel she would become.
sure.
I don't know. If you don't let me tell you how to play the character, of course. Do what you think your character would do, but I don't know. At some point, I think she would just get to this point.
Yeah. Let me see here.
So the fireplace is there. There are all the fire tending tools. There's the beds.
I have to look up what the base attack is because I don't have any. I've got brawl at 65, I guess.
Yeah.
You also have a chef's knife.
Yeah, I got the chef's knife. I guess I'll attack whichever one is closest to my next door. What's his name? Conrad.
The one he just stabbed.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. 48. That's a success on 65.
Nice. Are you using the kitchen knife or the chef's knife, or
Yeah.
just
I'm just trying to figure out
cuffs?
how much damage that is. It's 1
D4.
Is it just a D4?
Plus your damage bonus if you have one.
Okay, yeah, I do. Okay. That is 3 damage.
All right. As you plunge your chef's knife into this one, it goes down in a gurgling mass. One of the ones coming in the door leaps onto the floor on top of it and begins just chewing away at the fresh wound. As you see this cannibalistic attack on one another.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that's what she's doing. She seems very unsure of herself in this moment, and is very much like gritting her teeth about having to do this. Like she is, she did a little bit of the training with Conrad. I keep wanting to say her comrade, Conrad, which almost works. And this is kind of like the fruition of this. Like she had the thought that she might have to defend herself, and now it's come to pass, and she's still not ready for it, even though she's doing it.
Yeah, it makes sense. She's still not ready for it. She's apprehensively just like got a lucky blow in a critical area here.
Exactly.
That was on 55. That one jumped on the other one. That one's not there. Okay, cool. Top of the order. Verdict, you're up. One is on you with his mallet. Are you going to try to dodge?
No.
Fight back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably just brawl.
Well, you can dodge, fight back, or flee
Yeah.
because he's attacking you.
Yeah.
Or you can take no action and just take the attack.
No.
Guess I'll just die.
Guess I'll die.
So if you want to fight back, you can fight back against, and then you roll your attack, I roll my attack. Whoever has better success.
I'm just thinking. I'm weighing my options with my health at 8.
Oh, you're not that squishy.
Big brain time.
You got at least two more.
Little squishy. I'll fight.
Yay, fighting back.
Woo.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh.
What'd you roll?
81.
Get some new dice.
I'm using an online dice roller.
What's your attack?
60%.
Is it 60?
Luck. I mean, you could spend luck, or you could push the roll.
Yeah, I would maybe suggest pushing the roll if it's that high. In this case,
yeah, if it's that high, I'd suggest pushing it. So
I don't know what that means.
So you roll again, but there's an adverse outcome.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll probably spend luck if it fails again. Hey, 30! Yay!
30 on a 60. That's a hard success, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and I only had a 20 on a 35, which is a standard success. So hard success wins. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Man, their attack is very low then.
It really is. Their attack's not very good.
I don't understand why the Master of the Hunt is only good with bow. Everything else is 60 or lower. He can only use bow. And his bow is only 70. Anyway.
Well, that's still pretty good. Like, it's weird that I have a 65 in Brawl. Like, let's just put it like that. It's like weird.
You're a woman of fisticuffs. I mean,
apparently.
5 damage.
5?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's from, slapping all those peasants around.
Apparently, geez.
Wow, nice, Verdict.
That and chasing off all those nobles.
Apparently. I know how to draw. I know how to push them away, at least. It's the whole bloodthirsty cannibals that I worry about.
Yep.
It's one and the same.
Yeah, you got a point. Good point.
Nice. That was 60. You stabbed him. Now it's going to be, or that was 65. Now it's 60. So Conrad.
Okay. I guess well, let me first ask. On my character sheet, it also has a medium shield. I don't know that I would have had my shield. I don't know that I would have been sleeping with my shield.
Like at the ready?
At the ready. Probably not.
Probably leaning up against the end of your footboard or something.
Would I have time to grab the shield and make an attack? Or grab the shield or make an attack?
You can do one or the other. I don't think you're going to be able to do both here.
One has already been hit, correct?
One is dead. One and the other has now been hit by Verdict. There's a third one on the ground chewing on the dead one, and the fourth one is come through the door as well, but is kind of not to y'all yet.
I'm going to go after the one that has been hit. So not the one on the ground nomming. And I'm going to attack with my Frankish sword. 38 out of 80.
Wow, nice. Yep, that's a slam dunk. Go ahead and roll your damage.
12.
12?
12.
1, 2, 12.
1, 2, 12.
Describe the catastrophic destruction that you provide to this one that's standing over Verdict, looking as though he's about to plunge his mallet down onto Verdict's head in any moment.
It is the quintessential training move. I have flipped into my combat training, and all I am doing is thinking, oh, I'm attacking training dummies. I do this, 300,000 times a year. It's like this, you shoop, and you follow through with the and that's just how it works. And the blade just comes down and catches him right on the side of the neck. As the blade comes through, it cuts through most of the neck, and the head kind of cocks over but doesn't fall off.
Oh, great. Yeah, it just kind of flops there a little bit. Yeah,
exactly.
That's perfect. Verdict, blood rains down upon you. You are no stranger to seeing, animals beheaded and that sort of thing, but this is a little different as it's human blood raining down upon you. The body slumps over, and do you want to make the luck roll, or do you want me to make the luck roll to see if it lands on you?
You make the roll. See it.
All
Good
right.
thinking.
Cool. It does not land on you. It lands right next to you.
Woo!
So that's 2 dead. 1 being eaten. 1 has just come into the room. Let's see. That was 60.
Stupid dragon.
Lady Charlotte.
Yeah, Lady Charlotte's going to I don't know if one's coming into the room. Like, I'm not gonna step away from Conrad. So as long as I'm not putting myself in the front, I'll attack what's coming through. Otherwise, I'm just gonna delay until they come more through.
Okay. You could attack the one that's on the ground if you wanted to, but it isn't posing a threat to you right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm really focused on whatever that thing's doing something else. I'm gonna worry on what's coming through. So I'm just gonna delay until they come through or Conrad steps closer. I don't see Lady Charlotte, at least at this stage, not being the type that's just gonna put themselves on the line, right?
That makes sense. She's gonna kind of maybe put her hand on Conrad's back and push him a little forward, if anything.
Yeah, that's the right way to call it. I'm just
so you're kind of shielding yourself with Conrad and just ready to defend yourself if needed. The knife shaking in your hand still from the last attack. Cool. The fourth one that has come through.
And I don't know if you can prepare an action in this game, but if it comes through close enough that I can swipe at it staying by Conrad, that's what I'll do.
Okay. This one has a sickle in its hand and is coming in through the door, seeing the death of two of its friends on the ground in front of it. It seems to be enraged a little bit and is definitely going to come forward.
You're mad. I'm mad.
Yeah. And it is going to take a swing. Let's see. Conrad, it's going to swing at you.
Just out of curiosity, does he have to pass the Derek to get to me?
Yes.
Does that impose or initiate an attack of opportunity?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Verdict wouldn't have a clean swipe at it anyway because the body of the other one is laying between him.
Gotcha.
And Verdict is on the ground.
I'm just trying everything I can. That's all.
Yep. It swings wildly and angrily with its sickle, but its swing goes wide, missing you. Now that it is close enough, Lady Charlotte, you could stab at it if you'd like. You said
I do.
Being in action, so
yeah, I want that. I got a 2.
holy cow!
That's a crit. I don't know. What does that do? Is it max damage or?
I think it is. Yeah. What is? Let's say it is. I don't know. I'm not reading the book right now, so
8.
8
10.
damage to number 4.
Yep.
Wow. It squeals in pain, and you can hear it. Have any of you all still have your earplugs in, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not taking them out. Not now.
Sure, you don't want to take them out? No.
I'm pretty sure, you know. I
Cool.
just got a feeling.
All right, so that will put us to the top. The one on the ground, he looks up at his newfound friend. There are at least 2 more in the hallway, kind of into the doorway, but they aren't in the room yet.
Okay. Hey, the one that's eating, they're going to have a lot of eating fodder. So, like, they should just stay out, you know? They got no business. They got food. They're fine.
Right on. Let's see. He's dead. All right. Number 3. He looks up, makes a guttural like noise, looking at the other 2 that are in the hallway. He stands up and with his facing you, but kind of crouched down, he grabs the one body he's been chewing on and slowly starts to back out of the room.
I have no problem with this.
And he's kind of growling at you like as if claiming this as his food, his win, his prize. As he gets to the doorway, the other 2 try to go down. Looks like they're going to help him, and he lashes out at them with a knife, kind of giving them the same reaction. Number 60, Conrad.
Yes. So there's the one that's down. There's the one that's being dragged out of the room. There's another corpse on the ground. And then there's a third one in the room who is been attacked by Lady Charlotte, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to attack the one that Lady Charlotte attacked.
Okay.
That's a 24 on 80.
Nice. Ooh.
7.
I do believe that will be enough to also slay that one.
And it's much the same. I am just kind of like this robot chopping machine. This is just training for me, you know, no panic, you know, very calm face. It's just routine at this point for me.
Yes, and as the body of that one hits the floor, the two that were in the hallway contemplating coming in, that were kind of scrapping with the one dragging the dead body away, they take off fleeing, running down the hallway. Verdict, you can get up off the floor,
Yay!
covered in blood,
Viscera.
viscera, two bodies landing near you. You're not doing so hot there, and you're also injured.
Can I have a moment? I have something shitty I want to say.
Do it.
I'm gonna look down at Derek on the ground and say, "It seems we have found out whose god is mightier."
Eric's just gonna look at you and like. Mm.
Nice. So where are y'all gonna go from here?
Out.
Out.
Fucking leaving. I'm leaving. I'm getting my shit and I'm leaving this damn house.
Right on.
I'm also on team. Just fucking leave. Yeah. We're just grabbing our shit and going, I think, is the plan.
Okay. Packing up your stuff, grab what you can, get the hell out. It's still night, still dark out. The village is dark. As you get outside, you see tons of footprints in the snow, blood trail running off towards the forest. Probably this group of cannibals that attacked you took their prize back to wherever they came.
Yeah, I guess I as a character in this moment don't see any reason why we would stay to like figure out what's going on, because this is like clearly like a big issue such that it would require more dedicated forces to like unentrench it. Is that an appropriate understanding for my character to have of the mission we've been given?
Gather information and report back to Lord Boniface as to what's happening in the villages. If you feel like you have enough information to tell him what's going on, then
I feel like we could just say shit's fucked and send a lot of people over here. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have enough evidence that shit is in fact fucked. You know.
And we have the additional witness. I think as we're leaving, how much space do we have on our like transport or whatever?
oh, so you're heading back to the what do you call it, stables, to get your horses and wagon and all that. That's where you're headed next.
I don't. Lady Charlotte wouldn't be the one to make that decision.
Yeah.
As we are leaving our accommodations, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any food that may be left out, because I had to get rid of a fair number of my snacks just then, and I'm always keeping an eye open for snacks.
Remarkably, every bit of food that was out before has been put away. Probably in the kitchen. If you want to take time to search for it, you can.
I don't. No, this is just a matter of, keep your eyes open, and on the way out, if the opportunity should happen to arise.
I mean, you can make a luck roll and see if there's a piece of loaf of bread out or something. A cheese wheel.
Absolutely. I will make that.
Cheese wheel that's like on a like archway or something, like drawing in a window or something.
Yeah, I'll take that luck roll. What the heck? What, you never know.
What can go wrong, right?
A 19 out of 51.
Okay. Yeah, you actually, just right as you're leaving, out of the corner of your eye, something catches in the fireplace. It appears there is a sausage that someone left just hanging on above the fireplace to roast. A nice.
I make sure to snag that thing up, and in my pocket it goes. Actually, in my mouth it goes, and I nosh on that because I had a little bit of battle practice there. I need a little bit of energy.
Yeah. So Conrad shoves the sausage down his throat. And as you all run out into the snow.
There's a clip for you.
I really want to know. I guess I would be asking the group, are we going back to the stables, or I'd be like trying to see what they think we should do tactically. I think Charlotte would be the one to make that decision.
We need to get out of here.
We are leaving. We are getting the old woman, and we are leaving.
Yeah. Are we taking the? Are we taking the horses? Are we heading to the stables? Okay.
We're not going to walk. Yes, we're taking
walking?
the horses in the sleigh because snowing, and it's going to be a long journey otherwise, and we need. We need
a gesture for you to take the lead.
and I do that. And I say, Videric, you're better with that bow than you are with your blade. Perhaps instead of charging into the enemy, you stay back a little bit and use that bow as support.
Believe it or not, I was trying to, vacate the premises.
Okay.
Perhaps age is catching up to me.
I understand.
As you all reach
it is your pagan ways that have caught up to you.
As you all reach the stables, you open the doors and you find a horrifying scene inside. All the animals in the stable, all the horses have been murdered. Their throats slit, all of them. Any other animals that you would have found here also are dead. The sleigh has been mangled, chopped up. The runners on it are beaten into splinters. Yes, all of the animals have been slayed. Not slain, slayed. In seeing this unnecessary loss of life, I need all you guys to make me a sanity roll, please. This is unnecessary loss of life in your mind, in your eyes.
The power of Christ protects me.
I passed for once.
All right, you all passed. Still, everybody take one. Just from this horrifying scene, it does something to your gut. Oh my God, you can't believe this. Where are you going to go from here?
I mean, we have no choice but to. I guess I'll say we have no choice but to walk. Let's get out of here. We have our things, the best that we can, and we will have to walk. Let's get out of here.
I will agree. I will 100% agree.
All right.
No dissent from me. In fact, I've already started walking.
As you begin walking, leaving Beaton, the snow is falling lightly. It's about midnight. There is a full moon, so the path is illuminated well for you. You have no fire with you. There are no torches. So you just kind of know the way you have to go and start going. As you get on into the night, the snow begins falling heavier and heavier, steadily rising. You swear you can watch the snow pile up on the sides of the road. It's starting to fall so heavily. It's going to be a long night and probably a long day of walking, as it took you quite a while to get here on horses. So as you begin your journey, things begin appearing around you. At one point in the night, you all see a life-sized bronze statue of a beautiful woman on the side of the road. She has a scepter in one hand and a rose in the other. The statue itself stands upon a 6-foot tall platform of onyx. And you know that this was not here when you went by before. It was not here. The bronze appears discolored with age, and there are inscriptions on the platform, but they're not really legible, just due to what appears to be weathering.
I think I would avoid investigating it, and I would deter anyone that tried to approach it, and like that. No, don't get near the devilry and like trying to push everyone to move forward.
We're not investigating. Nope.
Is anyone curious enough to look back as you walk away?
Nope.
I have to ask.
I'm leading. I am leading our path,
Okay,
getting us home.
Refuse.
fantastic.
I have training I got to get back to.
This is just another day, guys. For me, we've all been here. All had this happen.
Another hour or so passes, the snow another foot deep, and you reach this great archway. It's 25 feet high and 12 feet wide. It glistens in the moonlight, made too of black stone. No inscriptions on this. An 8-foot long and 4-foot wide banner hangs below the top of the arch, fluttering in the wind. With each passing flutter, the image on the banner changes from that of the stag of Lord Boniface's personal crest to that of the yellow sign that you know you've seen before. Each time it sways back and forth, this image changes.
I think again, like I don't know, is this like in our way of our?
It spans the road, so you're going to walk right through this archway,
I'd walk around it,
or you have to go around one or the other.
Give it an option, yeah.
Yeah, we'll walk around it.
Yeah, I'm
Gonna
not.
make a trail around it. Fair
Sure.
enough. Fair enough. The snow is much deeper off the road than on, but you can.
Would you like to be mildly inconvenienced or go through the spooky arch?
Hey,
I
I'm
received-
just reading what it says, y'all. Cool. As morning light begins to break on your back, several hours into this, Conrad, you are quite hungry. For the sausage that you crammed down your throat hours ago is long gone. You're all very cold. Also, the snow has started to soak through your clothing. You're starting to feel the cold upon your skin. And off in the direction of the sunrise appear a row of huge black stone buildings where the forest once stood. Flying bridges and tall towers can clearly be seen, and the sounds of hoofbeats on the ground. You can feel them charging towards you from behind.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like we have very many other options than keep pressing forward. Like there's nowhere to set up shelter. There's something charging us from behind.
How far are we from the old lady's?
Oh, the shack. You're not far, maybe another hour's travel.
Push on to that. I mean, we're cold, right? Wet,
Yeah.
tired, hungry.
Yeah. As you begin to push on after seeing these black buildings, the cobblestone streets, the flying bridges and tall towers, you hear that thunderous roar of hooves. Though you don't turn around, a strong gust of wind passes by all of you, and you see ahead of you fleeting hoof prints of 4 horses. Go ahead and make me a sanity roll. I know Charlotte's going to be just fine.
I have my earplugs in. I'm fine. I'm covered. I am fine. I got 27.
Conrad failed. Verdict?
Failed.
Failed. All right. Go ahead and do a 1d3 on that one.
Be the only one to survive this.
You make it back to the old lady's cabin. The smoke is still coming out of the chimney there. You're cold, you're hungry, you're wet, you're tired. You've traveled all night to get here, and you know you have the better part of the day to get back to the castle. And you also know that tonight is the Yuletide celebration of Lord Boniface, in which you are all supposed to be there to make sure that you can celebrate with him. Excuse me, I got the hiccups.
Yeah, we'll see if we make it there. So we make it to the cabin.
Yep, you make it back to the cabin.
We use the magic knock.
Yep.
Yeah.
The door opens and she's there, looks at you all. Oh, dear heavens. What has happened to you? Please come in, get warm. You look frozen to the bone.
I do not hesitate. I walk straight in, stand next to the fire, and do one of
Yeah, exactly.
Your clothing begins to thaw out and drip and make puddles on the floor.
I'm gonna explain to her the story of what happened, I guess. Unless you need us to actually say it, but I'm just
No, you don't have to actually go through it.
And where I want to end it is I'm going to look at the woman and say, I feel a voice in my heart that tells me, and I think it is God speaking to me, that I don't think we should return to the castle post haste. There's terrible things being wrought. We could warn them, but see what that got us previously. Can we celebrate the Yuletide here with you? Let's give it a few days, and then we shall return to the castle.
If you think that is wise, I know Lord Boniface would prefer that all of his subjects, be at the castle for Yuletide, but if you wish not to go.
I'm just going to struggle. I've been to many Yuletides. I'm sure it'll be fine for a few days.
Celebrating Yuletide at the castle is out of the question, for it'll take us too long to get there on foot. Even if we left immediately, though we were all too tired, cold, wet, and hungry to continue our travels for very much longer. I could make it, no problem. I am more concerned by my elders, and I tip my hat towards Videric, and I am most concerned about Lady Charlotte and whether she should be pressing on in this in the heat of this storm.
Yes, perhaps we let the snow die down. At least let the storm pass, and then maybe we can make our way. I do have an old sled that we might be able to use to help carry some things.
I think you misunderstand. I think even when the storm does clear, we should give it a few days. I love Lord Boniface, but now feels like a time that I just feel as if we should stay put. It is a dangerous time, and if that previous place we went to was overtaken, then how do we know that the castle was not as well? What madness might lie there for us? There's no need for us to go and to die if we might be able to wait it out a little bit here.
Perhaps you're wise in those words. I have enough food to last a couple of days. Maybe 3 if we're very cautious.
And I suggest we wait 3 days. Perhaps this madness will pass.
Indeed. Perhaps it will.
And if we run short on food, I'm sure Videric would be able to head out and collect us some game without any issue.
Yeah.
If Derek returns.
I'm
Derek
out.
stepped out just never to be seen again.
I'm just leave. Don't come back.
If I don't come back, don't come find me. All right. what's your plan over the next 2 to 3 days then? Are you staying inside, door locked? Not, what's the plan? Are you hunkering down? Are you?
I mean, I'm thinking we just hunker down. Like, we're hanging out with this old lady for 3 days.
Okay. You learn a lot about her. She likes to knit. Um, she has some very interesting books to read. A couple of days in, you begin to hear the howls of wolves. Not too terribly close, but close enough where you can hear them.
Are they like in pain or like hunting or like what kind of howls are we talking about?
Videric would recognize it as a hunting howl.
All the more reason to stay inside.
I was just going to say, wolves, very dangerous. We probably should not be on the road right now. But Derek, you go out and check on it.
Fine. Go out and check.
No, Videric, that's fine. That's fine. You can tell these wolves are on the hunting call, as you call it, if I remember correct. Now is not the time to go wandering about when wolves are hunting.
Yeah.
But Derek, we appreciate you here. I know that you're a heathen, but I do not wish for anything bad to happen to you.
I know you're a heathen, but
I appreciate that. I try to keep you safe, even though we have our disagreements.
We try to keep you safe, and then I just imagine Charlotte like patting you on the arm or something.
It's just gonna be like,
I do want to make. I don't know if she has any supplies here, but I would try to make everyone gifts while we're here.
the things you find would be simple. Boxes, ribbons, simple, ordinary things.
Boxes, ribbons. I would try to make something out of the ribbon that she has on hand as a gift for Yuletide for my fellows. Something to go in their hair, and as a lame concession to Videric, it would be something involving nature. So, I would try to make a, I don't know, like a falcon out of ribbon to put in his hair or something.
Okay.
And seeing as my blade has seen some action and requires some daily tending, I will bust out my whetstone and proceed to tune up the blade. Right.
I'm gonna offer to teach Lady Charlotte a few things about hunting, seeing as she decided to fight recently.
Ooh. Yeah, she'll definitely take Videric up on it. And it takes like a little bit of time. I think she does a lot of talking over you, and then kind of realizes she needs to shut the fuck up. And but that takes course over the couple of days, maybe actually learning a little bit about how you communicate in a way different than she's used to in the court.
Yeah, sounds like a deal. I don't know. He'll definitely just be patient with her. He deals with nobles on a daily who just don't understand him. So he just walks her through everything he can.
Excellent.
All right. Well, the days pass uneventfully. The wolves trail off in the distance. You're starting to get a bit stir crazy. Who do you think would become stir crazy the soonest?
Charlotte.
Yeah, and I think it would manifest in weird ways. she would just like start folding people and like micromanaging people like really intensely, and like folded the clothes a dozen times, and like if somebody got up and didn't put their thing back the way that they should, and just like it would manifest as just this like sort of, she can't control anything, so the way that she exerts control is by controlling the people around her, and it just becomes like very unbearable.
Makes sense. Yeah. Your host tries to comfort you a few times, calm you down, but realizes it's your youth is just gonna drive you to this right now. You haven't learned that place to just sit and be. You're not there yet, but you will one day. And you see her just sitting in her rocking chair, knitting away, not a care in the world. Like this is her every day, right? She just sits here every day anyway. So part of that maybe drives a little envy in you too, Charlotte, that why can't I be like her? And then you're back into this other thing that now that you're frustrated, you're, damn it, Conrad didn't put away his bowl again, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. At some point this boils over. What does that look like for the party?
I think there would be a giant screaming match one day. I don't know exactly when, where, or how, but I think at least Videric would yell at someone. Maybe everyone.
And then maybe it's like the old lady that like steps in and like mediates things. Like, oh, maybe it's time to go now, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think, she can sense the tension, and you see her staring out the window. The snow stopped. It's fairly deep, but it's stopped coming down, at least for now. Sun's out. I hear no wolves. Perhaps now's the best time. It's been 4 days. It's almost the new year.
I'm running low on cheese.
Yeah. Most importantly. Nobody cares about your damn cheese, Conrad. Okay. Yes, you know what? Maybe it is time we go.
Think you've been in this house a little long, Charlotte. Let's get you some fresh air.
And should we go take a look at the sleigh and horses and such, and see what modes of transportation we have at our disposal?
Yeah, as you go out back, there isn't a sleigh. It's a literal sled, probably used for hauling firewood or animals or things like that. It's large enough for maybe one person to sit on and be drugged by two strong people, or if it was a lightweight load, one person could drag the sled.
We'd want to pack up as many supplies as we could, because we don't know where we're going to get stopped, and then head out. We might want to put the old lady on there. Do we want to put the old lady on there? That seems like the appropriate use case.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, you could put her on there. She would somewhat begrudgingly accept a ride, as she has some pride left in her that she thinks she wants to be able to, make her way. But
when she sees the snow, she's like, nope.
Yeah.
Well, I just remind her that this gives her more opportunity to finish her knitting.
Yes. She will accept the opportunity, but isn't happy about it. She feels like she's being relegated as the old lady, But as you pull out, kind of leaving the cabin, you break the tree line. The world does not look like it once did when you arrived. The world is quite different. The once snow-covered dirt road that leads along this path is now a broken cobblestone road. The streets are surrounded by buildings of all shapes and sizes, black stone, towering bridges that seem to have no sense of rhyme or reason as to why they were built the way they are built. All as far as you can see, this just crazy, bizarre structure built around, and the road only leads in one direction, the way you need to go.
Lady Charlotte, do you remember any of this in Lord Boniface's realm?
I forgot. I need you guys to make me a sanity roll on that. Sorry. Forgot about that. Sorry. Forgot to scroll.
Ooh, I failed for once. Ha 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 ha. How much do we lose?
If you failed, do a D4. If you pass, just take 1. This is quite shocking as the world is not what you knew it. It is foreign to you. The smells, the sounds, you hear people talking, but you don't see anyone. You think when you look at these buildings, you can see faces in the windows, but then when you look directly at them, it's just a black wall. A mist begins to rise in the distance, kind of off to the side of the road. A white snow-covered field shimmers, shifts away, and then back into this cityscape, and then back into a snowy field. And then it shifts once again into what appears to be a lake, surface of water. Dark, dark lake. It stretches on for a long while, probably at least a mile. Ripples visible here and there as if something shifting beneath the surface. Suddenly, there is a blast of light, almost like a lightning bolt, but without thunder. And the lake is once again a snowy field next to this cobblestone road. The mist, on the other hand, remains.
So just confirm, there is no path behind us, correct?
If you look behind you, this cobblestone road just goes on. Kind of makes a bend around where the cabin was. So you would have to come off the road to get to the cabin anyway. This cobblestone road leads towards Beaton and
But we're not where we're supposed to be, essentially.
Make a navigation roll.
Well, I'm just saying that there's things that weren't here before. I don't need like to navigate. I'm just confirming that there's buildings.
It's definitely not the landscape that you saw when you went into the house. If that's what you're asking. Yeah, the landscape is completely different.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to Videric and say, like, you would probably, I think she's much more open and not shitty as she was before, and so she'll just ask honestly, what does your theology make of this?
Perhaps we have transferred to a different realm.
Are humans supposed to be in other realms?
No.
Would it does the in my belief it is the soul that is unbound by realms. Is that similar in your theology as well?
Perhaps. Or perhaps we were sent somewhere as punishment for something.
It is. I do not wish to be hasty, but I do not wish to go further in these lands alive.
I'm not against that, but it seems there's no way back.
I'm going to look to Conrad to see what he thinks theologically.
So let me get this straight. You don't want to continue on alive?
Not if this is the place that I am meant to be. This is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not a godly place.
So are you asking me to kill you?
Well, I'm asking if we should all die.
I don't want to die.
But can
Think
you
of all
live
the cheese I have left to eat.
But can you live here, Conrad? Do you even know if there is cheese here?
I haven't tried any of their cheese. Perhaps it's excellent. We should find out.
Just a quick question that I have. Are y'all stopped having this conversation? Are you moving having this conversation? How is this playing
I'm
out?
not moving a step until this gets settled.
Okay. I just want to ask that question.
I'm just gonna kind of shrug and know that it's 2 votes. Derek, what is your conclusion? Should we proceed?
Well, nowhere else to go. It's a trial, most likely. And I suppose we should overcome it.
I will shrug and then gesture for Conrad to lead us on.
I will hunt for cheese and lead on.
Nose to the air. Conrad leads on. About another 2 hours goes by, and you're back to where you think this was the castle, or is the castle. It looks a lot like Lord Boniface's castle, but it also looks like it's been transformed. It appears larger, more towers, more wings since the last time you were all here. Instead of the brown and gray stone, it is all now black stonework. A large black banner emblazoned with the yellow sign hangs above the main entrance that used to connect to the drawbridge. Now, a marble bridge crossing the dark, mist-shrouded waters leads to the castle gates. Snow swirling about the long bridge, contrasting the white against black marble.
I'm just gonna stop at the draw gate, and I'm gonna turn to Conrad, and I'm sorry, Conrad. I cannot. This is not my place. I am not a curious soul. I am not a soul to be tested in some way. This is not for me. And
When you say this is not for you, are you saying you thought we were headed to this structure, building, castle, whatever it is, fortification?
I was hoping it would be home in some way. And perhaps that was naive of me. But this is not
Lord Boniface's castle. For his colors and his flag and pendant are not flying.
But
I don't know what this building is, but this is not where we are headed.
I think she would just kind of like smile and like walk over to Conrad and like give him a kiss on the head, and she's just gonna turn and then just like start walking off into the snow.
Okay.
She will like nod towards Videric, but not any other like signs of affection.
I've earned the nod.
Yeah, acknowledge the nod.
I'll say Videric at this point would probably follow Charlotte into the snow. Just to make sure that if she does get lost, he'll at least be able to get her back. Maybe try and talk some sense into her.
Okay.
Ooh.
Conrad, you're there with the old lady on the sled as Videric and
I didn't forget about the old lady. Sorry, old lady.
and Charlotte begin to just turn and walk away.
I asked the old lady what she makes of all of this, for this is about where we would expect to start to see the castle, but This building, this structure that we're looking at, cannot be the castle, for it's not flying Lord Boniface's flag.
This is indeed a strange occurrence. Something feels off, but familiar. I don't know. Perhaps it was the castle. Perhaps I know we were only in the cottage for 4 days. What this madness that you talk of roaming the land, is it capable of this? And these two wandering off into the snow, they're going to get frostbite and die.
Oh, I don't doubt that. But I'm still trying to reconcile and wrap my brain around what our next move should be. For our destination, our goal was Lord Boniface's castle. And this, well, it seems his castle is not. And you can see the quandary just has Conrad locked in vapor lock right now. He is struggling to wrap his brain around what's going on, and just does not compute.
Yeah. As Charlotte and Videric walk away, the woman, she looks at you, Conrad, and says, well, the choice is to continue on the path and find your Lord Boniface, deliver the news that you have to tell him, or do as your friends and turn to find a new journey and perhaps something different along the way. A new mission.
Well, Lady Charlotte is my first cousin, and is first cousin to Lord Boniface. I do hold allegiance to her, for Lord Boniface is not here. I do not know where he is. I do not know if he is.
This is
Great way
true.
to put it.
Well, whichever way you decide, my journey ends here. I am too old and weak to carry on with you. I will only slow the three of you down. My journey ends here, and whatever's inside this castle, I shall accept as my fate of being. I appreciate your kind words and your protection. May the gods or God smile upon you in your journeys.
If she is going to head to the castle, I am going to escort her, for I have a reverence for those who are older than I, and it would be out of character for me to simply drop her off at the front steps, kick her out the door, and schlep on off the other. Have a nice day.
Tuck and roll, Granny.
That's right. Have fun storming the castle.
Right on. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, she gets up and kind of dusts herself off, straightens her robes and steps onto the bridge. You are in front, beside, behind.
I'm beside, holding, offering an arm.
Yeah,
for
very,
her to hold.
very gallant. Very, very
Yeah, exactly.
shameless. Yes. You get onto the bridge and you really can't tell how far it's of a walk this is going to be. 200 yards, 200 miles. The distance is almost ever changing. Go ahead and make a listen roll for me.
$75.
I am deaf. I hear nothing.
Hey, you're a little far away.
Oh,
75 on.
A 60. Oh no, sorry. I do not see listen on my character sheet, so it must be default, which is 25.
All right. So, yep, you just hear the wind howling through the marble, the uprights that are holding the bridge in place. And suddenly, from below you, the icy surface of the water explodes upwards. 4 long tentacles. Charlotte and Videric, you hear this cracking and explosion of ice coming from behind. You can turn to look to see or not. It's your choice. Conrad, 4 long tentacles whip out of the water. You see them waving up above the bridge, reaching over the span. They flail greedily towards you. A sickening groan and a slurping noise, and the sound of splashing can be heard from your left side over the bridge. If you go to investigate, look over, or do you?
No, the first thought in my head is run away. And yeah, it's run as quickly as I can.
Back off the bridge the way you came?
Yep.
All right. Cool. Actually, can we
oh man,
here
we
for a
have such a
second?
group of cowards this time.
Dog is begging me to go out. I need to let him out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Trying to get you to go before.
No, I really like this direction. I think Charlotte would just like this is like her one way to maintain control. Like the devil has put things in front of me. I'm just gonna walk away. If I freeze, I freeze. Like it's like defiance in her way.
I forgot I was muted. Yes. I agree.
Excellent.
I think it's very interesting.
I don't think the old lady is going to survive, but
yeah.
Oh no.
And the question is, will I? But we shall see.
Yeah, if I felt like I could like save something, like if the castle was being attacked maybe when we got here, then I would spring into action. But it's like of a completely different nature, and so she's kind of like, this is not my home. I my only choice is to leave. This is my only power.
My skill is with fighting men, not monstrous tentacle beasts.
Yeah, for sure.
He
Good
eats
without
the
the
sausages.
dragon.
He doesn't fight them.
Exactly.
All right. Got dog taken care of. Thanks. So, Lady Charlotte and Videric, do you either of you turn around at the sound of the crackling noise, the cracking ice, the explosion from behind you?
I'll say I think about it, and then I see that Charlotte keeps walking, and so I do too.
Yeah, I think Charlotte stops when she hears the noise, and you like there's like a full 2 seconds pass, and then she starts walking again.
Like,
Nope.
not gonna look. Not gonna do
If I
it.
don't look, I don't become morally responsible.
Yep. Conrad, do you run away with the old lady, or do you leave her on the bridge? She clearly cannot move as quickly as you can.
Correct. And she said her fate was with the castle. My job was attempt to deliver to the castle. We have reached that point, and it is time for me to vacate the premises. Clearly, I am not welcome.
All right. Make me a Dex ×5 roll. Just to de-ass the area with a quickness, if you will.
55 out of 60.
55 out of 60. All right. With a tip of the hat, you bid the old lady adieu. And rat-a-tat-tat, you're out of here.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
You bail out of the bridge. you hear a scream. Charlotte and Videric, you think you hear a scream on the wind. Conrad, do you look back?
I just keep going because I can pretty
going.
much predict what's going on.
You know what's happening as the tentacles have grabbed the old lady. They're crushing her. Go ahead and make me a sand roll.
Got it.
All right. You knew this was going to happen. You passed. Go ahead and lose one anyway, just for the leaving behind. It's a moral thing, but
yeah,
you knew this was going to happen. As you run to catch up with Videric and Lady Charlotte, I suppose, the three of you are walking off into the unknown. You see this lake again. It seems to be surrounding the area. Everywhere you go, you can see this lake, the city around it. And I need you all to make me a power roll, please. Pow. Should have seen that coming.
Does it matter if I have my earplugs in still?
Nope, doesn't matter. This is a visual thing.
Oh, okay. Sure. I don't know why I keep putting my dice down in inconvenient places. Ooh, I got a 15 on. Pretty good. 70. Holy shit.
That's an extreme. Yeah. How far did you? Okay, Conrad, no. Videric, what was your roll?
14 on 40.
14 on 40. Okay. Is that?
It's a little over a fourth of.
So yeah, that would be an extreme. And Conrad, you did not. Lady Charlotte and Videric, you push past this shoreline, for lack of a better word. Your mental fortitude, something. Lady Charlotte, you've been saying the Lord's Prayer over and over this entire time as you're walking. Deliver me from evil, all that good stuff. You've been trying to get anything you can. And Videric, I'm not sure what gods you would be praying to. But perhaps you too have been saying a prayer. You hit the shoreline, and at the end of each of your prayers to your higher powers, you find yourself standing in front of the forest of Shereborne. You're looking back, and you can see Lord Boniface's castle far in the distance. However, you do not see Conrad. Conrad, you try to follow your friends in onto this shoreline. You continue walking and walking, and you're ankle deep, then knee deep, then waist deep, and then chest deep, and then arms deep and neck deep. You can't stop yourself from walking into this lake. You have no self-control. And before you know it, you are walking across the bottom of the lake, and you see fantastical beasts and creatures. As you cannot will yourself to swim up, you cannot will yourself to turn around. You become lost in the lake of Hali. Though you don't drown, you find yourself just walking the bottom of the lake and out the other side into the city of Carcosa. Here, Conrad will live out the remainder of his days, lost in the city of Carcosa. You rush madly through these winding passages once you're out of the lake, up stairwells, down stairwells, through rooms. The world seems to have changed all around you. The horror that you see now, the snow-covered fields of Wessex are gone. The sky is dark above you. The stars unfamiliar and loathsome to behold. Twin moons gaze down at you as you stand upon the cobblestone street of an enormous city made entirely of black stone. Mist rises from the dark, foreboding lake as the memory of the bard's tale begins to haunt you. You realize this city can only be one place. This is the city on the shores of the Lake of Hali, your new home, where none other than the King in Yellow reigns for all eternity.
Excellent.
For Charlotte and Derek,
Or Sue.
as you find your way back to the castle, you rush madly through the winding passages and stairwells, through the rooms and down hallways of the castle. It seems changed, but then you find a familiar door. An exit from the castle. Racing outside, you find yourself falling almost through a darkness, soundlessly tumbling. With a thud, however, you find yourself lying in a snowy field. Slowly standing, you find yourself in an unfamiliar place, but gone is the castle of Lord Boniface. You don't recognize anything around you. Hold on. Am I reading the right paragraph? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Take two.
Yes, I am. Okay. Wandering about, eventually you find a village where you learn that you are in a neighboring fiefdom. When villagers inquire where you hail from, your replies bring nervous looks and stares of confusion. For no one here has ever heard of a land called Shereborne. It's as if the land had been cut from the world like a rotten spot on an apple. For the rest of your days, you live out as hermits, outcasts, driven from place to place by those who view you as mad. Toward the end, you wonder if perhaps you are mad, and the nightmarish final days of your Shereborne are only the fantasies of a fevered mind.
And
Thank you
who's
all.
the Shereborne for?
What's that?
Who's that last part for? Does that mean Videric or?
Yeah, that's for Charlotte and Videric. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for playing Ripples of Carcosa.